Alright guys, I'm a little behind on videos here. Today's Wednesday, but we haven't really done anything on the car this week, so I decided to throw the engine up on Facebook Marketplace by itself instead of the whole car, because I originally just had an ad up for the whole car. It said like Acura Integra JDM front end or something. So I threw up just the engine by itself and had a whole bunch of people message me right afterwards. So have a kid coming in a couple hours. Supposedly he is going to buy the whole swap from me, so I just have it on a couple bolts. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and throw it in the 4Runner, and hopefully this kid shows up, and hopefully he has money. She's loaded up, out of the car. Time to go meet up with this kid. Hopefully he doesn't rob me. I have no goddamn idea how we're gonna get that out of the 4Runner. He's bringing a buddy, so it'll be 3 of us. That thing's pretty fucking heavy. As long as whatever car we're putting it into is lower, we should be okay. But if it's like a truck and it's taller, we're gonna be pretty fucked. Let's go get rid of the first major component and the most expensive component on the whole car. Good morning, guys. All right, quick update. So I did end up selling the engine last night. These kids picked it up in a Scion XB, which is really funny. We just kind of slid it out of the back of the 4Runner into the Scion. But engine, transmission, harness, ECU, all that's gone. Powertrain's gone. When I sold the engine, I brought it as one piece, and when I pulled it out of the car, I was like, man, this is gonna suck. As an engine and transmission, it's pretty fucking heavy. I was like, should I separate it and take the transmission off? I don't have time. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And then I got there, and the kid was like, oh man, you can take the transmission off? And I was like, no. So we all suffered together, but we were able to move it. Just took a little bit of grunt work, brute force, elbow grease. So mission accomplished. The garage is a mess. I think I'm gonna list this seized engine to try and get some money. But front end is the next big thing to sell. Right now, before I go to work, I'm gonna actually take off this knuckle because a guy wants it. He says he has a bad wheel bearing and he wants to swap knuckles. So I'm gonna get $80 just to swap him a good knuckle for a bad knuckle. So far we sold the whole powertrain, the rear bumper, the side mirrors, and the wheels and tires. So we're doing good. Swap this knuckle today, and then I set an appointment to have pick up the car on Saturday. So we're making moves. I gotta pull a bunch more stuff off the car before Saturday, and then we'll get this thing sold out of here. So the fund for the new Integra is up just a little over $3,000 now. Gotta throw 2 or 3 more grand into it, and then we'll be ready for a new track car. I have about a week or 2 to get rid of enough and buy a new car. Let's go. Alright, I was unable to get this knuckle off this morning. I was hoping I could beat these ball joints loose, but I could not. The bottom ball joint did not want to get beat. So, brought these home from work today, which I should have brought home earlier in the week. But we got our ball joint separators, and we have our pickle forks. So that sucker's coming off no matter what. All right, we're here in the garage after a very long day. Just picked up some new, basically OEM coils, front and rear, to throw on the Integra so I can keep these coilovers and either sell them or put them on my next car. Long story short, this morning I came down here into the garage and took this knuckle off, which is in the back of the 4Runner. I took that off before work. I went to work. On my lunch break, I traded that knuckle to this guy for another knuckle for 80 bucks. After work, I got home, took the rear seats out of the Integra, and sold those to a guy. So as soon as I got home from work, I took these seats out, took them over to Walmart, met the guy, sold the rear seats. I originally was going to buy these struts right after work, but that guy stopped messaging me back, and then the guy that wanted the seats was ready to meet up, so I did the seats instead. And then the wife and I went to dinner, and right when I got to dinner, the guy with the struts was like, "Hey, I can meet up now if you want." And I was like, okay. So I was like, "I'm at Chili's. If you can bring them here, I'll give you 10 more bucks." So that guy came to Chili's, and by the time he got there, we were done eating. And as soon as we walked out of the restaurant, he pulled up. We walked out of the restaurant, swapped struts, and then dipped out. And that was the quickest interaction ever. It took about, I don't know, 2 minutes. Got my rears right here. Now I'm going to take everything else off. So the car is going to pick and pull tomorrow, so tonight I need to swap out all 4 struts. I need to take the doors off, I need to take the hatch off, I need to take the seats out, and I need to take the dash out. Because I'm keeping the dash and the seats and the doors in the trunk. So all that needs to come out of the car. I need to swap all 4 struts, and then I need to put these wheels on it. So we have a lot of work to do, but we're making progress. Sold car parts at lunchtime, sold car parts after work, bought car parts after work. Now we're parting out the car. So let's get to it. Hot as shit out here, but we got all 4 of the old OEM struts on, got all the coilovers off. Just gotta jack this up a little bit so I can throw 1 bolt back in that rear upper control arm. Same over here. Otherwise, we're ready to rock. So next step is interior plastics and seats, door panels, dash, and trunk lid. Probably do the seats first, just because that's going to be easy. And with the seats out of the way, that dash will come out super easy. Same with the doors. So I'll probably do doors first, and then seats, because the doors won't be in my way, and then dash, because the seats and doors won't be in my way, and then trunk. So yeah, we're gonna go in a smart order here. But the car is looking sad as fuck. Super sad. It's a little rocky too, but it's okay. There's that Bondo peeking through. See that on camera? Yeah. Is that a June bug? Bro, you're late. Alright, let's get this going. I don't know where I'm going to put this stuff when I take it off. I mean, I'm already storing stuff on top of the car, so... fuck. I think we're done, guys. Coils are off, wheels are on, suspension's back together, seats are out, doors are off, dash is out, steering wheel's back on, airbags out, back seats are out, trunk lid and wing and back window are off, doors and seats, dash and center console and bumper and shift linkage and shifter is out, exhaust is off. It was a ton of work. I'm whispering because it's very late and my wife is asleep, hopefully. I'm sweaty as fuck because it's hot as fuck in here. I've been working hard, lifting heavy things, so I'm fucking working up a sweat, boys and girls. Yeah, this is pretty fucked. This thing is ugly as hell. It's so sad. She's ready to get put on a tow truck and sent away. I'm sorry. Bedtime. Sold some parts today, bought some parts today. Took everything off the car I wanted to take off. Ready to rock and roll. Alright everybody, the car is gone. Insert video of it looking ghetto as fuck as it gets towed away. Alright, so obviously Pick and Pull picked the car up. Now I have all this space, which is cool. That guy showed up, he already had a car on the tow truck, and I was like, oh, you're towing this on the ground? I thought they would pick it up and put it on the back of the tow truck, but no, he put it on the ground, so I only had 2 lug nuts on each wheel, so I was like, let me make sure those are tight for you. And I just gunned them on a little more just to make sure. But car is gone. I got $50 for it. Just a shell, like we already went over. I took almost everything off first. Now, what I'm gonna do today is turn on some lights, put everything on the floor so I can take better pictures of it. And I'm actually gonna put up ads for individual items now, which I didn't before. I just put up like parting out the car. I'm gonna throw all the parts up for sale separately. Let's keep going, making good progress, but I can't stop now. Got a lot of stuff to get rid of. Let's move it, photograph it, put it up for sale. All right, everybody, back in the garage. Parts are laid out beautifully. I took some pictures. I threw up a bunch more ads. So I have ads for, you know, the hatch by itself, seat by itself, dashes by themselves, coils, exhaust by themselves, and so on. And this guy I'm selling the headers to showed up, so I'm gonna go meet him real quick. Sell these headers for $80. Good news is I sold those headers. The guy I met up with, his were actually cracked. He brought them to make sure they were correct. And he had a big old crack in his, so not trying to pass smog like I thought. He just had a huge crack. But nice middle-aged dude. His wife was in the car, and his kids are actually like sitting in the grass next to where he parked. Cool dude. Nice guy. I have such good luck selling stuff online. Like everybody I've ever sold car parts to has been super cool. I know what you're thinking, oh, what, 4 people were cool, good job. No. I have bought and sold 15 cars. What am I at? 12, 15, 16 cars? I don't know. I've had like 8 Integras, so, and like 9 other cars. So it's a lot, and car parts that I've bought or sold, I don't know. We're talking like 50, 60 people probably. I've had such good luck. Cool people, responsive, on time, not trying to show up with half the cash and being like, oh, you'll take this, right? Like showing up with the right amount of money. I'm also a professional at this now, so before I meet up with someone, I'm like, hey, by the way, cash only, I'm solid on this price we agreed on. Meet me here at this public place. Like, have it down to a science. So it's very quick. I don't waste a lot of time. And it works. Even recently I had some kid that was going to meet up with me, and then I was like, cool, let's meet here. And he's like, cool. And I was like, hey, by the way, these are the rules. And he's like, oh, I don't have cash. Will you take Apple Pay? And I was like, no, I won't. I've done this a lot, but the point I'm trying to make is I met a lot of cool people this way. Always end up talking to them about Integra stuff for a bit, for a while, which is cool. So anyways, that's the update. The kid that wants my engine is supposedly going to be able to meet up tonight, so I'm going to put that in the 4Runner, but I actually need to put it back together before I do that. I totally forgot. I have the oil pan and girdle and a whole bunch of crap on this magnetic tray, so shit. So I need to put that back on, put it on the motor, throw the motor in the 4Runner, and then we'll be good to go. Before I do that, I'm gonna mow the lawns. Then we're gonna get that motor ready, throw it in the car, meet up with that kid tonight. And yeah, he was like, if you want to deliver it, we could do it now. Otherwise, I can meet up later tonight. And I was like, I'll deliver it for $200 because he lives a half an hour away, so that's an hour of driving. And I don't want to do that. So $200. That's my I don't want to do it price. So we'll load that up later, get that done tonight, and well on our way to buying another car. This motor, it's causing me such headache. So, got her on the stand. I was just double checking something because this kid that was supposed to pick this up, but then he didn't have a ride. And then he's like, oh, I really want it, but I can't get out there. Can you drop it off? And then he's been going back and forth all day today. Oh yeah, I'll come get it Sunday. Yeah, all right, I'm coming. Oh, I can't come. I don't have a car. All right, I'm coming. No, I can't come. And then he asked me, he's like, hey, can you take the head off so it's easier to move? I'm like, dude, we can get it in your car. It's like with 2 people, it's not that bad. I was like, bro, I'll take the head off for you, but like, you know, that's gonna take me 30 minutes or something. He's like, oh, come on, bro, it's only like 6 bolts. And I was like, no, it's not only 6 bolts. What 4-cylinder do you know that only has 6 head studs? That number doesn't even make sense. There's 4 cylinders. Would you just on the ends and then one more in the middle? What? Anyways. I was like, no, bro, like, you have to take the cams out, a whole bunch of shit. And these are the cams. Look how many bolts that is. That holds each cam in. It's a lot of fucking bolts. He's like, you don't have to take out the cams. And I was like, this fucking kid. Show me an overhead cam engine that was made in the last 25 years in a production vehicle that you don't have to take the cams out to get the head studs out. Find me one. This is YouTube, so someone in the comments will find one, which will be funny. But seriously, though. Head studs, cams out. That's how engines work. Overhead cam engines work. But like, if you don't have a car, you don't have the cash on hand to buy a motor that's only $500, you probably shouldn't be buying a motor, dude. What are you even putting this in? I don't know. I'm ranting now because this kid has annoyed me so much. Yeah, we'll see if this kid shows up. If he does, I'll make him send me a picture of himself in the parking lot with cash in his hand before I actually drive over there. The cams don't have to come off to take the head off. You're right, bro. You know so much more than me. I didn't do a cylinder head yesterday for work professionally or anything. Maybe he doesn't know how to use the Google machine. Or the YouTube machine. Or any other form of information where you can look up how the head comes off. Alright, rant over. I'm going to put this engine back together and leave this kid on red, and if he ever messages me that says, hey, I'm at Walmart, then I'll be like, send me a picture. Alrighty, so that first kid that I was ranting about flip-flopped on me like 3 more times, and I was like, alright bro, stop, it's too late. I have this engine in like a week, maybe I'll hit you back up. But my goal right now is to not sell it to him, so I re-messaged this guy that was in San Francisco. I was like, hey, you still want the motor? And then he was like, maybe. And then we talked about a price. He's like, can I come get it tonight? And I was like, don't you live in San Francisco? And he's like, I'm in Antioch right now. And I was like, Okay, it's a lot closer, maybe halfway. So anyways, he's coming out. He's gonna pick this up. He had the same request that kid did. He's like, "Can you take the head off? I'm driving an Accord coupe. I don't think it's gonna fit." And I'm like, fuck. I don't want to do it, but this guy's cool and he's driving all the way from Antioch, and he's not being annoying as so I'm gonna take it off for him. It's a lesson, kids. Don't be annoying. Yeah. So this guy is clearly just a normal person and driving hella far. Well, a normal car guy, because he's driving an hour and a half each direction in the middle of the night to buy an engine. Normal for a car guy. Let's bust his head off. Let's see how fast we can do it. This should be really quick. All I have is a 1/2-inch impact gun though, so fuck. We're doing it. Let's go. Alright, we got the head off. It wasn't horrible. The only thing that was annoying me is I was trying to figure out how to get the belt loose. I was like trying to push on the tensioner, and then I realized I'm like, fuck it, I'll just loosen the cams to get it off. So yeah, she's apart. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the truck in a minute here. I'm just gonna see if I can find the oil pickup real quick, because when I went to put the pan back on, I had the girdle and the oil guide to prevent sloshing and the pan, but I didn't have the oil pickup tube. So I'm gonna see if I have that real quick. If not, then the guy will find out when he takes it apart. But I'm gonna look for that real quick and load the motor, and we'll go get on our way. And the cylinders look pretty good now that we got it out and apart. Pretty good, not too bad. Alright, boys and girls, it is late as fuck. Just sold the extra Integra engine I had, because we're just fucking stacking cash. Project, stack some cash and grab some ass. Stack some cash and buy an Integra. That's what the plan's actually called. So that's what we're trying to do. So I met up this guy super late because he lives in San Francisco and he was in Antioch, and he's like, bro, I'll drive out 1.5 hours right now to buy this. And I was like, all right. And it eliminated me having to meet up with the kid that was super flaky and super annoying. So bing bang boom, engine sold, more money in the Integra fund. We're basically ready to buy another Integra at this point with how full this fund is. So I got a couple that I have my eye on. I've already made contact on them, you know, planted the seed, gotten to know the guy in Facebook Messenger that I want his car, and he knows it. So I think this week we might try and pick one up, and we're like 3 weeks out from the track day. So shit's moving, people. Shit's moving, shit's squeezing, and shit stinks, you know what I mean? But it's late as fuck, so trying to get home as fast as I goddamn can, and then we're going to bed. I'm covered in grease, so I'm tired, and Project Integra, well on its way. Alright, we're chugging along. We might have a couple parts to sell tonight. I pulled out my carbon fiber hood and took pictures of that. Took pictures of all this stuff, so now I need to move it into a space that isn't in my freaking way all the time. So I'm gonna move everything around, get the garage organized, and then work on a baby room today, and hopefully sell some car parts tonight. Alright, boys and girls, we got carbon fiber loaded up back there. Let's sell a hood. Alright, I don't know if you can see me, it's really dark in here, but just sold the carbon fiber hood from the Integra to the same guy that I sold the JDM front to earlier in the day. This guy hit me up. He was driving out from San Francisco after he got off work, and I was like, okay. So I was hanging out with Jet and the boys, and we took a break from hanging out, and they all went with me to go sell this guy the JDM front end with headlights, which is super funny. And then the guy was like, can I have the carbon fiber hood too? And I was like, bro, I'm not going home right now. I don't live over here. He's like, I'll hang out, I'll get dinner, I'll wait for a little bit. He's a super nice guy. I'm like, all right, if you don't mind hanging out. And then I gave him a price, and he was like, well, and he went like $100 lower. And I was like, yeah, if you're gonna hang out for 2 or 3 hours and like wait for me, and you drove this far, like, yes, we can take $100 off the price I just threw out. So anyways, get home from hanging out. I just loaded up the hood as fast as possible and met the guy because he's already waiting for me, of course. Nicest guy ever. He's like, oh, sorry, I hope I didn't rush you. I'm like, dude, you drove out from San Francisco. You've just been killing time for almost 3 hours, like, waiting on me. Like, no, you didn't rush me. You're being very nice. So, super nice guy. It's pretty cool because he asked me about the hood. Because my JDM front end hood, the metal one's kind of messed up. He's like, do you have another hood? And I'm like, that's a super random question. Of course I don't have another hood. And then I thought about it, and I was like, wait, no, I do have another hood. It's also broken, but I do have another hood. So I sent him hella pictures of it. He didn't want it. But then once we met up today, he's like, I kind of want it. I'm all the way out here. I'm like, all right. Carbon fiber hood, I gave it to him for a couple $100, so that's a pretty good deal. But it does need to be repaired, so pretty fair, I think. But a very funny chain of events, and now I am back home. Another ship has landed. It's time to celebrate and go to bed at the same time.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no